Green, green river laid out by my front door, and I'm miles and miles from the nearest store. Pot full of crabs looking fat and sweet, kettle of oysters at my feet, living on Chesapeake time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Laugh Smartly on WGMD's 98.5, the Talk of Delmarva. Here we are, another Saturday night.
Where every day is National Dog Day in your house with your new dog.
We do have a new dog, Murphy. Mr. Fun, not the... what did you say? You like dogs or you don't?
I very much like dogs. I just hate taking care of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I also I want to note that out of the three of us, the dog seems to like me the best.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the dogs tend to like.
Just like the ladies, you play hard to get, they come after you.
Yeah, that's right. So
Just
we,
saying.
but anyways, we picked up Murphy in New Jersey. Hounds and Pounds was the rescue.
How's that going for you, Biff?
That's good. You know, it's been 20 years since having a puppy.
That was the dating motto of me in college.
What's that?
Hounds and pounds.
Oh my gosh.
For all Mr. Fun's college girlfriends out there, he doesn't mean that.
Okay, so he started out with a flourish of jokes and things. So, do you actually have an official joke, Mr. Fun, to start the show?
I have a true story I'd like to tell you. I went to breakfast with Biff. Lucky, I went to breakfast with Biff, and he said, "I'd like a quickie," and the waiter smacked him, and I pointed out that says quiche.
Oh gosh, what?
Yeah, that would be you that said quickie.
Yeah, that's right. That would be.
He's got to work on his spelling.
More appropriately, that would be you. So, anyways, I forgot to say, Rockfish let us in again with Chesapeake Time, the official song of the show and the official band of Laugh Smartly. So always good to have Rockfish on. It's you know, as I said, it's as the song says, Chesapeake Time. It is getting closer and closer to nice weather.
You know what's interesting? I was listening to the song, and they talk about Green, Green River.
Yeah.
We didn't make any connection between that and St. Patrick's Day.
We didn't, because it wasn't one of the foods.
Yeah.
I'm protesting the St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Because you
No,
know,
because we there's a back and forth amongst several people on this, and then the mint chocolate chip ice cream. I said, well, it was ironic that the guy is lactose intolerant.
Right.
Chose mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Right.
Then to double down on his mint chocolate chip ice cream, he sends a picture of white mint chocolate chip ice cream.
I corrected the picture.
Okay,
It's mostly green.
Yeah, but it also lactose-free mint chocolate chip
Can we
ice cream.
assume that Lucky won?
Why?
Because you're protesting?
Oh, I just protest.
I did break his streak.
Okay.
Again,
That's
for
right.
the audience, we do the host draft, best green foods last week in honor of St. Patrick's Day, and I blew it away. Did a bunch of scientific research. Mr. Fun, you had a great...
Did I have a run?
Yeah, you had a lot of people like yours.
Wait, was I in second?
You had in second place.
So
yeah.
he was last. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I think Biff got last place.
All right.
But
Yeah.
he won like 4 in a row.
Yeah, I'm like 4-1.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's be clear on that. So, but anyways, it was an interesting contest, and it was good. It was good for St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day was pretty sedate in my house. How about yours, Mr. Fun?
We did the Ocean City parade, and it was fantastic.
Was it good?
Yeah.
A lot of people. How many? Like tons of people?
Millions.
Really?
A crowd in the thousands. Everybody, it's like Halloween for Irish people. Everybody was dressed up as leprechauns. And
Because I heard that Friday before the St. Patrick's Day, which was celebrated on Saturday the 14th.
yeah.
There was a 9-mile delay going over the Bay Bridge.
Oh, it was huge.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was...
But that's a long delay for March.
Well, they also have... Dewey has a lot of stuff going on. But we migrated, like the Irish, from the parade route to Secrets. And it was a sea of thousands and thousands of people wearing green. And yeah, it was a good time.
It was National Wear Small Shirt Day too for Mr. Fun.
Yeah.
He did.
He decided to wear the smallest greens Scotty's vodka shirt he could find.
I went up to the Scotty's vodka making factory in Frederick, Maryland, and I swear I said extra large. And then I didn't open it. It was medium. It was so tight.
You wore a schmedium?
You could see my nipples from across the bar.
Across the bar.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Now I wore it under other shirts.
You probably fit right in at Secrets.
I felt like I felt like I was wearing a girdle or something. Yeah.
Mr. Fun in his B cup.
Exactly.
That's what it was.
But I had to wear it because it was the only green thing I had down here until they started throwing shirts from the parade, and I just put one on real quick. I was cold.
You're like, can I have a double XL?
I was ordering. I got a triple XL.
So we named Murphy because of adopted around St. Patrick's Day. That's what we do. We did with a Irish name, Murph.
All
Murph.
right.
There we go.
Yeah.
What else? What are the days actually this week?
Well,
Luck?
okay, so it is National Frog Day today, which
Frog Day.
Yeah. So a week later after St. Patrick's Day, but green frogs. And again, why National Frog Day? I don't know. Like, who's coming up with these things?
I know who's the lobbying for National Frog Day.
I don't know. Maybe
Amphibians Are Us.
some kind of French restaurant. Do they serve frog legs and that kind of stuff?
I don't know if it's just the French, but have you ever had frog legs?
Yeah, I have. They're delicious. They taste like chicken.
Yeah.
Do you know what sandals frogs like to wear? Open-toed.
Ooh.
No?
Okay.
Yes, that's good.
Is it?
That's good.
I yesterday I had a IPA called Frog. Yeah, it was a little hoppy.
All right, get this. So when I saw National Frog Day, I thought, okay, I have to tell this story.
Okay.
So at home, Mrs. Lucky has all these plants she keeps out on our deck,
Right.
in the summer.
Right.
We bring them in when it starts to get cold. So we bring these plants in, and we in the morning we hear a gurgling coming out of one of the plants, and she digs in there, and there's a frog that lives in there.
So inside the house in the winter.
In the winter.
You have a frog.
Yeah. So we had so this frog makes this gurgling sound every morning. It's sort of cool. It's like a cooing sound or whatever.
Okay.
So anyway, so Mrs. Lucky loves it, when everybody comes over to our house. Oh, yeah, look at this frog who lives in this tree.
I have seen the frog.
Okay.
Yeah.
About 3 weeks ago,
Okay.
she hears another frog in the tree, a bigger one.
What?
Yeah. So there's now 2 of them living in there. Where the other one came from, we have no idea.
But you have like a little water in back of your house, right?
No,
Yeah,
but this is indoors. It's
indoors.
on a house plant.
You have live frogs?
Living in our house, in our plants.
What do you live in, a swamp?
Exactly. It's the weirdest thing.
We got to put that plant outside.
It will go out
Right.
when it gets warm.
Got
but
it.
the fact that there were 2 in there, we didn't even know.
So do all I get all frogs come from tadpoles, right? They have to start in water.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question.
Do you know that, Mr.
What? I'm not a frogologist.
You just had 2 frog jokes. I
don't
figured
know.
you knew a frogologist.
Our theory.
We have just named the podcast episode. Mr. Fun is not a frogologist.
You know that. Our theory is that they were living in the dirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Maybe there was a little moisture.
And they decided,
What a life they have.
Well, because that's what frogs do in the winter, right?
I guess.
They must go underground, right, to get below the frost or something.
Yeah. So anyway, Mrs. Lucky.
Look at you guys looking at each other for an answer.
I know. I should.
We have to bring Mrs. Lucky on.
Say
She's
it with confidence, Lucky. That's all I say.
She's the frog expert, not me.
Right, frogologist.
Anyway, it is World Tattoo Day too.
Oh.
So, Mr. Fun, you still thinking about getting that face tattoo?
No, the once I
the
kill
teardrop,
somebody, when
the
I kill
teardrop,
somebody,
or a year in jail. We just don't know what it is. So, and that reminds me. So, Lucky, we had that discussion about tattoos, and you said you'd get one behind your ear.
Yeah. Well,
Really?
if I had to get one on my face, I'd get one, or somewhere up.
Mr. Fun, do you have a tattoo? Do you have the
No.
fraternity?
No,
There are a
no.
lot of guys in fraternity got a
No.
tattoo.
Yeah.
You don't. At this point in your life, would you get a tattoo?
I'd be more likely to do it now.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yeah. I'm pretty settled on what tattoo I
And where
get.
would you? I mean, I'm not being funny. Where would you put it? On your arm? On your cat?
Arm or leg. And I would get Underdog, the superhero,
Why?
because I'm an underdog. My whole
Okay.
life I've been an underdog.
I was
Yeah.
I was watching The Voice, and Adam Levine, the singer
Yeah.
from Maroon 5, is on. He's got a tattoo of like an eagle on his neck.
Yeah.
I don't know how painful would that be to get a tattoo on your neck.
Yeah.
Just
It's very
jabbing right
sensitive.
into your neck, right?
Yeah, sensitive area.
And what possesses you to get a tattoo on your neck?
He ran out of space, probably. His whole body is probably tatted up.
I don't know. Inquiring
You
minds
should get a
want to-
bow tie tattooed to your neck.
I should.
Yeah, you would never have to get one on your own. You would just have that.
As we've established, it should be a cravat.
A cravat.
Or a carafe. I should get a carafe on my neck, as Mr. Fun has said.
A nice bow tie for yourself. man.
All right, and this one is a big one. Okay, World Poetry Day. Okay,
Oh.
and in honor of World Poetry Day, Mr. Fun, who gives himself some credit as an amateur poet.
And as background, so we go to events, and Mr. Fun does it usually as the concluding statement to his speech as a poem. He's done it at charity events, he's done it at fraternity events, he's done it at work events. So we are really privileged to have Mr. Fun on the radio.
Well, wait until you hear it before you.
Well,
feel like you're privileged.
I'm just setting it up as a high
All right, so
bar.
so I used to write speeches, and then I thought, why not, add to the degree of difficulty by making it a poem? So, in honor of that, 3 college friends for 40 years. We talk a bunch. We bend your ears. There's Lucky, the smart one, who's opposite of introverted. He thinks up topics and subjects that make us all look perverted. Biff is the good-looking one who has a bit of a feminine way.
What?
A great butt of our jokes about being preppy and somewhat gay. Mr. Fun is the guy who tells good and bad jokes. Without any practice, many fall flat. Just ask our listening folks. We have been at this for several years. We drank a lot of Scotty's Scotty's vodka and all sorts of beers. We deliver a new show each week. We won't keep you waiting. We just hope you're listening while you're not debating. Your feedback is great. We really do care. That's it for now. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share.
Oh, that's
in honor of National Poetry Day.
very good.
And if anybody hears any bleeps in the middle of it, just assume that it did rhyme, because everything he did say rhymed.
That's probably going to be one of the cuts that gets us nominated in 2027 for the
Podcast of the
No,
year.
for the Emmys, right?
Yeah,
it's the
100%.
Emmys, Podcast of the Year.
Got it.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. Fun.
You're welcome.
We will be indebted to you for that. So
Smartless is not coming up with poetry on National Poetry Day. Doing poetry like us. So.
he is not.
Anyway, all right. The other thing that's going on this week, we're in the throes of the NCAA tournament. Of course, our Maryland Terrapins are not in it, so a lot of our friends are not, including us, are not super interested in the NCAA tournament. A bunch of local teams, though, Villanova and Philadelphia, Howard University and UMBC are in, which is pretty cool. So
the last time UMBC was in, they beat Virginia, right? That was this first 16-1, 16 seed being a 1 seed.
First time ever. Yeah,
that's great.
Yep.
So good for them. The Retrievers, right?
Yep.
What is the last few games of the tournament and a West Virginia's teeth have in common?
West Virginians' teeth.
Yeah, they down to the Final Four.
Okay. Speaking of 4, Michigan, Duke, Arizona, and Florida, the number 1 seeds. Mr. Fun, you like any of those?
Say it again.
Teams? Michigan, Duke, Arizona, and Florida are the number 1 seeds. Do you see?
They're all great.
Who do you see going?
Duke and Michigan.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Duke and Michigan.
I really like, mark my words, St. John's and Vanderbilt, both 5 seeds.
Okay.
Okay, those are who I'm sort of picking in a lot of the pools that I'm doing. And I like Houston as the 2 seed too. So so anyway.
Yeah. Epstein was into the brackets. He picked a lot of 14s and 15s.
Jeez Louise.
Bad?
Bad.
That's a good joke.
Jeez.
I like that.
Holy cow.
That's a good one. All right. We're on the sports topic. Okay, so I saw this. You guys know Jim Irsay, the former owner. He passed away just recently in the last year. He was the owner.
Was his dad Bob Irsay?
Bob Irsay, who owned the Colts, moved them out of town
to Indianapolis.
No, moved
to Cleveland.
Cleveland. Then
right.
then a new franchise came in.
Right. Okay, that's what it was. But he passed away as well. Bob Irsay.
Yeah, Bob Irsay died, but the son, Jim Irsay, who had been the owner for the last bunch of years, anyway, passed away. Anyway, his estate just put on, they had a big auction of all his memorabilia.
Okay.
And he, of course, being in the sports industry, had all kinds of crazy sports memorabilia. But this auction actually set 23 world records for the prices of some of these non-sports items that went in auction at recently. So like the guitar, the David Gilmour of Pink Floyd's famed his black Stratocaster. $14.55 million.
I saw that. And so David Gilmour sold it at some point. and a guitar's worth $14 million. Now, granted, he's Pink Floyd, which is a big group, but it's not like it's Chuck Berry's guitar. It's like a real signature riff.
Well, here's another. Jerry Garcia's Grateful Dead, of the Grateful Dead fame, his Doug Irwin guitar named Tiger. So that one sold for $11.56 million.
That's
so
crazy.
2 guitars went for that much money.
This is going to be a silly question, but are these guitars, are they unique guitars, or is it the fact that they were played by those musicians? Like, are they made any differently than the 100 other guitars?
Well, yeah, they're some are acoustic. Some have different
Custom?
No, guitars have different sounds.
Are
right?
they custom?
Oh, I'm sure they were custom.
Okay.
I'm guessing they were custom because they obviously the one had a name,
Tiger.
the Tiger. So it must have some inlays or something like that. And some of them have different pickups, like this things that make the different sounds.
Huh.
So it might have that, but it strikes me as very, very high.
Yeah. Yeah. A literary manuscript went for, again, set a world record for $12.1 million. And again, I haven't heard of this. Jack
Kerouac, Jack Kerouac.
Yeah, On the Road.
Yeah, that's his most famous. He's sort of a beatnik poet from the late 60s. Keep the manuscript of the poem, Mr. Fun, that you just did that. It could be worth millions.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are we done with speaking of auctions? Because I have more, but should I?
No, go ahead.
Oh, got it. I was, flicking around the TV channels the other day, and there was this thing about famous cars that appeared in shows.
Right.
And what people, most of them picked up for like a nickel and found in a barn 50 years later or whatever.
Right.
What car would you own?
Well, the most famous car I would suggest just across the franchise is an Aston Martin from the James Bond movies.
Okay.
That's the one that would be probably worth the most.
These were like, Back to the Future, the DeLorean.
Yeah, the DeLorean, right.
The General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. But one of them that I thought was really cool was Rockford Files. He had this gold.
He had a Lincoln. Or wasn't it like
a Trans Am?
Trans Am.
Oh, was it a
Yeah,
Trans Am?
and they had to. They went through like 50 of them because he did that weird spin in almost every episode.
Yeah.
Where he's flying down the street, turns around and goes the other way. There's smoke. Yeah, it beat up the cars apparently. But
one of my favorite TV cars is Robert Ehrlich's in that show Vegas.
Yes, that was on the list.
That was a great car.
That was a great car.
Red convertible.
Yeah, they had the custom car from the Munsters. They had all sorts of cars.
So it's interesting. So having spent some time in the car business and been to Pebble Beach, where the biggest auctions typically are, where they're paying millions for Ferraris.
Yeah.
Tens, 20s, millions. What you're seeing is that those cars, like a General Lee or the Rockford Files, those are generational cars, right? Somebody that's 70 years old,
right,
or 60 years old likes those cars, so they'll overpay for it.
Sure.
Then the values drop like a rock. It's not like you're buying a Ferrari,
right?
Because it only means something to somebody that's in that generation,
yeah.
As opposed to a historic Ferrari, which tends to be span generations. It's an interesting thing that you see the values of like late 60s Camaros.
Right.
Shot way up.
Yeah.
Into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and now they come way down. It's an interesting point.
There was a car in the Ursay auction, Kurt Cobain of Nirvana's 1969 Lake Placid blue Fender Mustang. I guess Ursay bought it $6.9 million and went in this auction.
I missed the beginning. Why is he?
He passed away,
and that's it.
It's
and
an estate.
Is
his estate.
Are they in need of money or no? They're just liquidating his estate.
No, but they made $93 million off of his stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, because his daughter's running the team now, right? Is it daughter or wife? I don't remember.
I think it's daughter.
His daughter's running the team.
There is a difference. Just so you know.
Good to know. Good to know.
I don't know what that means. It just
I don't.
appropriate to
It was just
throw that out.
Okay. And all right. So I saw this, to change subjects a little bit. I saw this week on social media, and I just want to get your guys' opinion on this. Okay. What would you think if airlines started charging people based on how much they weighed?
Why are you looking at me?
What do you think of that?
I think that's preposterous.
You would
and
be
discrimination.
Knighted. You'd be knighted. You'd be called surcharge.
Oh, nice. Good one, Mr. Fun Wannabe.
Okay.
Seriously, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's if this has to do with taking more than one seat, they should. Meaning, it's the person's. It's not a. It's a size as much as it is a weight issue, right?
Yeah.
Meaning they're overlapping their seat, right? and some want to. They've argued that they should get a second seat for free.
Yeah,
That's part of the argument.
Yeah.
So I think there's part of that. Now, small planes, they weigh you. Have you ever been on a small plane where they will weigh you?
No.
Or they'll ask you your weight because they have to balance out the weight of the plane because there's not a lot of seats.
Oh,
And you can't have it tilted one side or the other or up, back, whatever it is. So they will weigh you to move you around. They don't charge you extra.
Yeah.
But they may.
I did that. I went through TSA, and they were like, how much you weigh? And I was a little bit sad, and they were like, keep your chins up. Keep my chins up.
Okay, you remember the last time that we're going through this, like gas is going up in price kind of thing now,
Yeah. Right.
World turmoil. Remember the last time that gas got expensive and then airlines started charging for bags? Is when the trend started to charge for luggage because they were saying that, it was more expensive to fly people because of the weight.
Okay.
Okay. So now everybody charges for bags.
Right. And it's such a revenue stream.
Yeah. And they're not,
Southwest they broke the seal and they'll never go back. They
Right.
charge for bags now.
even though gas prices regulated back down.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now they're spiking back up. They're going to be looking for some other thing to increase in price.
It's going to be the weight.
They might be going to like, dude, you weigh too much. You got to pay a surcharge.
There's a group of frequent passengers that are all dieting, so they wanted to pay this. Yeah, it's a bunch of losers. Weight losers. No.
I mean, I look. I think it's almost like the Tampa airport pajamas thing. It's probably a lot of noise about something that's not going to happen.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I just
I kind of think it should happen.
No, I think it should happen that you shouldn't get a second seat for free because you're too big.
That's true.
I think you should charge that person for that seat.
Should I get a discount if that bigger person's sitting next to me and he or she is like falling over into my
No,
chair?
you should get beat up by fat people.
So
that's what I would do.
So I have a funny story. So I went. My parents had gotten separated. I remember the year, and I was going into 9th grade, and so I was shipped around the country to visit my grandparents while my parents got separated. So I go to fly to Billings, Montana. My aunt and uncle lived in Billings, Montana. I fly through Minneapolis, and my flight from Minneapolis to Billings, Montana, I had the window seat. Guy, size of a house, is sitting in the middle seat next to me. His tray wouldn't tilt down. He couldn't get it on his lap because he was so big.
Poor guy.
He was so fat
Poor guy.
in the front, and he put his food and drink on my tray.
Did he ask?
Wait a minute,
He
how
just
old
did.
were you?
I was going into 9th grade.
So you could like.
By the way, I couldn't see the aisle because he was so big, and I was squeezed into the window seat. But when his tray wouldn't hit down, he put his food and drink on my tray. I was in no position to argue at that point.
Yeah, like when I was flying back from Florida, I had a big guy sitting next to me. I had a middle seat, and that guy was like in my area, and so I'm trying to hold my ground, because I don't want him coming in there.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
So what is the elbow roll? So okay, center seat. Do they get both armrests? Center seat.
First come, first serve on that shared one. I think, like if I'm there, don't try to get there.
No, so you've got a window seat, an aisle seat, and a center seat. So the window seat and the aisle seat automatically have an armrest.
The outside.
They have the outboard thing.
Yeah.
The center seat person, you're suggesting doesn't get any armrest?
Unless I think it's a first come, first serve.
Well, that's probably.
No,
I depends on the guy. If he looks scary, I'm going to give him anything he wants. If it looks like Biff, I'm taking his tray and his elbow room.
Oh, jeez Louise.
the time before I flew just recently, I must have fallen asleep and I was snoring. Somebody kicked the back of my chair to wake me up. Which is, and there was a woman sitting next to me. She was the closest in proximity to my snoring.
Yeah.
She basically said, "It's okay, honey, don't worry."
Well, that's the problems with flying these days.
In other heavy news, did you guys hear? Okay, we talked about this a couple years ago, but they had the annual wife carrying competition in the UK. Every year, I don't know. But they've been doing this since 2008. They have this in the UK, 2008. The race featured dozens of pairs traversing obstacles, including hills, hay bales, water hazards, and spectators shooting squirt guns at the contestants. Buckets of water, but it's a 415-yard race to the finish line. And these two Finns, they're both 28. They won this year.
Oh.
Okay. So
they got to the finish line.
the Finns got to the finish line. Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Very good.
And the grand prize is a barrel of beer, basically.
Okay.
And that's what they win.
A great prize.
it's a great prize. But,
Right.
And they did this contest in 1 minute 45 seconds.
Wow.
Okay. So, but
Wait, what? They did all those 3 activities in a minute and 45 seconds?
they ran that 415-yard race
Carrying
in a minute
their
and
wife.
45 seconds, carrying their wife. Minimum weight of 110 pounds.
Oh, wow.
But they can carry them any way they want? Could they do it like, we'd say piggyback, or do they have to be over their
Any
shoulder?
way you want. Most contestants favor the traditional Estonia hold, where the wife hangs upside down on the carrier's back with the legs crossed in front of his face.
Yeah, that's what I prefer. The Estonia.
Estonia.
Yeah,
It sounds
my
like
wife suggested Lithuanian, and I was like, I'm comfortable with the Estonian hold. I was.
You're like, honey, it's Saturday night. Can we do the
we're not
Estonia
gonna,
hold?
we're not. We're not going to debate this anymore.
Wait, so, okay, let's be clear. They ran a quarter mile. You said 400 yards.
415 yards, yeah.
415 miles.
Football field and a half.
Less than 2 minutes.
Yes.
I couldn't run a quarter mile in 2 minutes without.
Could your
the
wife carry
Estonia-
you that far?
Maybe. Maybe.
Would you do the Estonian hold?
The Estonian hold. That's impressive that they ran that fast.
Yeah.
A quarter mile.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know where this contest, like, what inspired this contest?
No idea.
Which I never would have thought. Like,
Yeah.
you're a big history
I
buff,
am.
aren't you?
Okay.
You should know this, Mr. Fun.
Yes.
It's this race is inspired by a 19th century Finnish legend about a gang that pillages villages and steals the women.
So you ran with your wife, kept her away from you.
No, they would go steal other women
Oh.
and they carry them that way.
They'd leave their wives behind and steal the new women.
I guess that's how they populated their village
like-
with women.
But they'd have to fatten them up because back then, did everybody weigh 110 pounds? I don't know.
Wait. So let's think about that. So it was held in the UK. I think you said
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
The Finnish team won.
Yes.
They seem to have an inherent, it's in their DNA, because you said the Finnish,
It's a legend that
they were allegedly the ones actually stealing
yes,
the other women
and running away quickly.
and running away quickly with them
Yeah.
at sprinter pace. And it just happened in the UK?
Yeah, they just had this competition
Every year they do it. It's not like the Olympics.
since 2008. Yeah.
Yeah.
And none of our wives need to worry about this, but
Right.
you are allowed to select another wife to carry.
Oh.
Okay. You know what I mean? So, like, if you actually had a desire to be in this competition,
Right.
maybe your wife was a little bit over 110 pounds,
Okay.
and you wanted to maybe say, honey, I'd like to win this year.
Okay.
So, why don't you sit this one out? I'm going to take Jenny from next door. She's about 110. I think that'd give you a higher probability to win.
Does that mean a single guy could carry somebody else's wife?
Yes.
With the Estonia hold?
With the Estonia hold.
Wow, these Finnish people are crazy. I told my wife, one time I told her she was looking a little heavy, and she said, "You're sounding like my ex-husband." And I was like, "Wait, you were married before?" She goes, "No." I said to her, I actually told her, I said, "Look, I'm feeling a little fat. I looked in the mirror and I'm feeling a little fat. And can you say something that would, give me some confidence?" And she goes, "You have really good eyesight." Isn't that mean?
Well,
These two fins, they're known as the flying fins, by the way.
Oh, right.
So if you want to look them up and research how they do it or whatever.
Okay.
But anyway, this would be a cool contest to go see.
We should do it.
I would love to.
we should do it.
We should do it. Do you think we could? Yeah, no. I'm getting too old.
Do you think you could run a quarter mile, Mr. Fun?
There's a lot of things I'm wondering if I could do. The whole Estonia, I can't see. I got the Estonia hold in front of me.
The British couple Edward Nash and Catherine Knight came in second, making them the first UK residents to cross the finish line, and they qualified for the wife carrying world championship,
Where's
which
that?
is in Finland
That
in
is
July. Moving on. All right, so this is I love I love polls. I love like lists and rankings and that kind of thing.
Right.
So I saw this. This is really cool. It's who has the best accent, American accent. Okay, so there's Babbel, who they do
Right.
language videos and tapes and that kind of thing. They did this big survey of 2,000 different single Americans, and they ranked the sexiest American accents. What do you think, Mr. Fun? You got any pick? What do you think?
I don't know. I knew a guy from Texas who he moved here and he decided to give up his Texas accent. Yeah, but he had withdrawals.
Withdrawals. Very
Okay.
good.
No.
Very good. So
I'm gonna go Texas.
I would say it's Southern.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody loves the Southern drawl. Okay. And that's basically Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Think Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
That's it. He wins. Okay. What do you think comes in second? What?
They either hate it or they love it. I'm gonna say like Boston accent. Who responds to this? Is it all Americans or women?
2,000 single Americans. So
it's not
men and women.
because it could be New York. Girls
Okay.
love a good New York
right.
accent.
Okay, coming in second place is the Louisiana Cajun.
Okay.
Cajun.
All right.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Okay, which is pretty nice. I like
had
that. New York's unmistakable accent landed at number 3.
Okay.
Which is
Wow.
again
cool.
I didn't think a lot of people like that accent, but
There's a lot of New Yorkers out there, I suppose,
yeah.
that like it.
So, but it's funny. A Southern drawl, they were deemed 256% more trustworthy and 232% more appealing than the New Yorkers, just based on their accent.
Wow.
Which is the on a related note, we were talking about the UK before. So there's like the stereotypes of somebody from the British accent in a lot of cases very proper, right? You think they're very well read, they're very whatever they are. They come across as smarter. And they hear somebody, even if they're rocket scientists from the South,
Yeah.
they think they're dumb,
Yeah.
right? It's an interpretation issue.
I unfairly probably think that too.
Right.
Like why? But they're probably just as smarter than I am.
Yeah, Biff, do you know what a redneck with a British accent is called?
What?
An Australian.
Wow. Jeez.
Okay, you guys mentioned Boston, California. The fourth rated is Miami's Latino influence English.
I like that.
Neutral Midwestern twang at number 5.
Twang.
Yeah.
I'd say nasally as opposed to twang in the Midwest.
California English is number 6. Boston's iconic accent number 7. The Great Lakes Fargo-esque
Right.
8.
Yeah.
Which I find that to be a sort of a silly.
Fargo S.
Phillies.
Oh, yeah.
That's sort of this kind of, it's an offshoot of an English accent is this area. Delmarva, right? Philadelphia, Baltimore.
Yep. The least attractive accent is Appalachian or Smoky Mountain English.
Wow.
So
I was on a trip one time in Scotland, and we was at a pub, had shown up that night, and go in there's a guy from London that's there. This isn't a joke. He just says, "I'm going to guess where you're from by just hearing your accent." Guy I was traveling with was from New York. Another one was from Ohio. And I said before he got him right. He relatively easily to get the New York one. The Ohio one he got it. Guy goes, "I'm just really good at it." I go, "You're not going to get me. I have a pretty neutral accent." And he just out of the blue goes, "Austin, Texas," and that's where my mom's from.
Interesting.
And he had picked Central Texas
wow.
as my accent. And I don't think I have an accent. Not a drawl like Mr. Fun Joke, but he said that. Like this guy had this ear for accents.
That's crazy. But you were born in Germany.
Right.
And then what? When did you move?
I only lived in Texas in my whole life up until that point for when I was a year old for a couple of years. And I visited my grandparents and things, but I never lived in Texas we lived there a year as adults. That's it.
That's it. That's
What's your favorite foreign accent?
No, I mean, that's an English accct
I
or
don't
just
know.
any
Just in
accent?
general. They could be a foreigner talking English.
I think the British for sure. A proper British accent's a good accent. I think. Surely there's other accents. Like a French accent, somebody speaking English, it's a nice accent.
Yeah.
Right, and not German. I'll tell you that. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
My new eye doctor is Chinese, and he told me I needed I had cataracts, and I was like, "No, I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee."
Oh my gosh.
Okay, here's a question for you. Okay. The hottest girl walks into the room.
Okay.
Is there an accent that she has
Swedish.
that takes her down a few notches?
Oh,
Swedish.
She could be Swedish, but you haven't heard her speak yet.
Right.
But is there an accent that she would have that would take her down, like she's a 10, she's dropped down to an 8 or a 7, just based on how she speaks?
An accent,
Yes.
like literally broken English,
Yeah,
speaking in some accent.
Yeah.
I'd say Estonian.
Really? You know that?
No, I don't know that. I'm just going back to the other bit.
I want to be careful with this. Like,
would any accent impact?
I think they have deep voices. That's why I'm saying this. Like Nigeria.
What?
Okay.
Have you ever?
Don't do it.
So they sound like men. You mean right?
I think so.
Okay.
Again, I just gave you a tell. I don't think the German accent is particularly
Feminine.
Yeah, they're hard. It's a hard language. There's like
Well, this survey that Babbel did, 60% of singles say someone's accent affects whether they would swipe right or left in dating apps.
They talk.
They talk in dating apps.
I guess, yeah. You can see their like little videos. Or
I
the
didn't
ones
know
that do have that, and 26% admit a bad accent is an instant deal breaker.
Okay.
So, but I think probably women would probably take that more.
All right. Well, so let's flip this on its head. So 2 episodes ago, or shows ago, you said in one of your manly traits was laying down a rap.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do.
Right.
Do you think your Baltimore accent is something that helps or hurts you laying down a
He
rap?
would change that.
Well, I'm part of the 24% of people that admit that they change their accent to sound more appealing.
What you change your accent?
What would you go with?
What would you go with?
Nigerian.
I try to sound like I'm from Austin, Texas.
That would be good.
Matthew McConaughey.
A little twang.
He's like, all right.
I was going to say,
right. That'd be good.
But that's great. Can you imagine if your accent was so rough that you're switching it because you're afraid people aren't going to like it?
Yeah, do what you got to do.
I don't know.
It's like losing weight. Just make
Or not.
changes to become more appealing, or not.
Wow.
Or not. Okay. Mr. Fun and I had dinner before we came out here, and we were making some jokes about this, but it was I found this story this week that I thought was interesting. So have you guys been to Deja Vu in Ocean City on 137th?
I feel like I've been there before.
That's good.
Isn't that good?
That's
That's
good.
No, I've never been to Deja Vu.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
The adult toy store,
I have not.
on 137. It seems like that place is always open. By the way, I drive past it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that place never closes.
It's when they say adult, it's like lingerie and stuff,
And
like nobody
sex
does
toys and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no videos because that's the thing in the past, right?
Probably, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they have a back room. I don't know.
All right.
Who knows? But anyway, so I saw this story, which made me think of Deja Vu. This, I think it was a week before last. There was a train that was going from L.A. to Dallas. Okay, and it was a cargo train,
Right.
transporting stuff. $250K worth of male sex devices were stolen.
Meaning they were for males or they were modeled on males.
For males, so not dildos. Not that's a female.
Thanks for saying that out loud.
Okay, is that a bad word?
No.
But anyway, the other thing, the pocket peas
Okay.
are the ones
Like a fleshlight.
something
stop.
like that. Yeah.
I can't say that either.
I don't know. Just please stop. This is a slippery slope with you.
Listen. 2 pallets of these male sex toys were stolen. Okay, and what does somebody do with $250K worth of pocket peas?
I know this. They hide them in a warehouse that's called the G Spot, and no one will ever find it.
But you can see why. That's good. That was very good. You can see why people are going to steal these. Okay, so this company, the names of these products are called the Handies.
Okay.
Okay, for
obvious reason.
Okay. So, but this sex toy revolutionized masturbation. Loved by thousands of men around the world, extremely elastic and works for every shape and size. A higher end stroker, Scandinavian design, ultimate masturbation, one size fits all stroker. You can see why these things are in demand.
Yeah.
But do you really think somebody intentionally went to the freight train to get that, or they just happened to pick the wrong freight train car?
I don't know.
What do you think? Do you think somebody said, "Hey, we're going to go get out of 100 cars, we're going to get that car"?
You crack open the door and you get what you get. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's sort of apropos to the story, I would imagine.
45% of all men have used those, and the rest got them for brand new. Have used. There's something there.
You should have stopped on the.
Okay, let's put ourselves in the shoes of these thieves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We have 500 of these handy products.
Right.
Okay.
What are we doing with them? How do you move these devices? How do you fence them? How do you
go to
get your money back?
All male high schools in New York, in America.
You give them to your friends?
No, you sell them.
You said.
You sell them.
I mean, I imagine you could. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you'd go on eBay. What would you do?
They're hot. They're hot. You can't sell these things on eBay. You got to do it on the black market.
Okay, I don't know. Stop.
You got to go underground. At these things.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know. How are you going to sell them, Lucky?
I don't know. I'd probably go to Deja Vu, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, I have some. You guys want a discount on the handies? I'm sure they have them.
Buy one, get one free.
Yeah, let them.
You got to have a special of some sort.
I'll cut them a deal.
I get one free, like Publix.
but it has to be one of the craziest things ever stolen.
Yeah, it would be interesting if it was done. If they stake that train car out and.
We should again. One of the early thievery stories we ever did in the podcast was the $100,000 worth of dimes, or $250,000 worth of dimes.
Let's follow up on this.
Yeah, what's that caper?
Stay on top of this.
There's how they got rid of all those dimes.
What if we get famous for solving it? Maybe we should dive into this thing.
That's a good
Track
idea.
this guy down. These guys, these 500 men.
500 men.
It's like when you told a story about when you got caught with fireworks by the police.
Yeah,
and they made him put him in the trunk.
You're gonna say that we caught you. Give us the
give us your handies.
Handies. Those are coming handy.
All right, so we'll follow up on this. They still have the investigators are all on top of this.
I'm sure.
Okay.
And no clues yet. No suspects.
Going deep.
We'll have to bring this one back.
Right.
All right. Here's
so much there.
And so much.
Provocative question of the week.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I need some really good thought on this.
Okay.
Okay. Because this may happen to us at some point. Okay.
Really?
Everyone ready?
Okay.
Biff, if you had 1 week to hide anywhere in the world, okay, and needed to stay hidden for 24 hours, and if you did, you win $10 million.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought it was a week.
No, you have a week to prepare.
I need no preparation.
You have to stay hidden for 24 hours.
Right.
Okay. And so I want to hear where you would try to hide and how you would try to do it. I'm going to throw a curveball on this. Anybody who finds you gets $1 million themselves.
Okay.
So you can't just go to a new city and figure out, hide, right? So everyone knows you're trying to hide.
Okay.
Okay. And if they find you,
they don't know who I am.
They would.
They have pictures of me?
They would, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Everybody's going to know.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, so you got to hide? No, because then you got to hide in privacy with nobody. Like I was going to hide in plain sight. How do you say that?
Plain sight.
Yeah.
Meaning you go to New York City or something like that?
No, I was going to check. I got 3 places. I was going to check into a hospital and pretend I had amnesia.
Okay.
And just pretend for 24 hours that I didn't know who I was. And, the only way they would catch me is if they came to the ICU.
I see you.
But if you did that, they would know. See, they would know that.
Yeah. Well, I could go to the gym because no one will ever look for me there. I could do that.
He'll be in the sauna.
The number one answer: I'm going to hide with Nancy Guthrie because they can't find.
No, she's not a.
Sorry.
Okay.
Because they can't find her.
Yeah.
Because they can't find her.
Don't repeat it, Lucky. You have not made it better.
Okay. So what about Biff? You got any ways?
Seriously?
Yeah. How would you do this?
I would go to the most remote forest in North America and just. You're taking 24 hours.
You'd get eaten by a bear. You'd get eaten by a bear.
What's the rule?
You got a week to figure out how to.
Right. Okay.
So you got to make sure nobody's following you. Nobody knows where you're going.
I would. My first thought was a remote part of Utah. They've got canyons and everything there. I would just find a canyon and go hang out. It's like what was that movie? 28 Days. Guy where he cut his arm off. Guy fell down that slip canyon. They
never found him.
They did find him.
Oh.
Because he got out because he cut his arm off.
Right. They didn't find him when he was hanging.
Right. So I would go to something. It's 24 hours.
Okay, let's play this out. Okay. So you're land in Utah.
Right.
Okay, your week starts.
Okay.
Okay, and everybody knows that you're going to try to hide.
Well, do you assume they don't know I'm in Utah? Or you're assuming that somebody's going to track?
Utah. Like, how do you get to the remote area without anybody knowing that?
Well, you hide in the back of a car. How do you...
Well, the driver of the car would, right?
I'm driving him. He asked me for a favor.
Yeah, that's
I can keep a secret.
We're splitting the money.
Right.
We're splitting the money. It's $5 million.
We've been friends for a long time.
Okay, so here's what I would do. And
Okay, what would you do?
Okay, like a boat. Like I would sail away.
Right.
Okay.
And basically try to stay sailing. Nobody's going to see me.
Where'd you get the boat? You only had a week.
I have a boat. I have a boat.
Okay.
That can go into the ocean?
Yeah, enough.
Yeah, but presumably everybody knows you have a boat. Wouldn't they look there?
But they're not going to know where the boat went. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to find me.
They have radar.
I'll turn off all the electronics.
Okay, wait.
Only the ones I need.
So I can't win at the screen thing, but what do our viewers, our listeners think? Lucky would go on a boat, Biff would go to Utah, and I would go to the gym. Who would not be found for 24 hours?
That's good. That's good. So
Anyway, I think I could do it. Okay. I would really like the challenge of it, but I think it's something along the lines of what you're saying, in the middle of the woods. But I would go to the middle of the water, the ocean somewhere.
Okay.
So anyway, contact at laughsmartly.com. Let's hear what people say, and love to hear the feedback how you would do it.
So it's spring break time of the year. Mr. Fun and you, Lucky, kids in college, are they going away on spring break?
They landed in Cabo in Mexico, where all the turmoil's going on.
Right. I just saw
really?
there's a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ratings on the different parts. But Cabo, you said.
Yeah.
It's still probably the safest part of Mexico, all things being equal.
Yeah.
Where did your kids go?
2 came home, which was nice to see them, the youngest and the oldest, but the middle child is in Ireland right now, Dublin, Ireland. She's going to the Amsterdam, and she's going to go to Barcelona. Must be nice.
Yeah, it's nice to be our kids.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
So good.
I heard adults say they were going on spring break, which I had never heard that term.
Some of them visit their kids because it's this new thing. Everybody goes abroad.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's true. So good. You had mentioned contact at Laugh Smartly. Last week we talked about our Laugh Smartly fan page.
Yeah, on Facebook.
On Facebook, and anybody that enrolled, there was a possibility to win a cap, which you two were modeling the cap. Not the one you're going to give them,
right?
Okay. Do we give them a brand new one or one that's been game worn equipment,
like the guitar from the?
That's right. It'll be worth a lot
Millions.
more. It'll be worth a lot more. No, we are giving them a brand new.
What
cap.
if I sign it?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You do that along with your poem. But anyways, so we will do another contest. Thank you for everybody that did subscribe. We will announce who the winner is. We're trying to contact that person now to give them that.
Like our Laugh Smartly fan page on Facebook.
Yes.
Let's do that now.
Exactly. So good. We are already at the end of time. Ms. Fun, do you have a joke?
Because you guys love golf. It's a golf joke. So I don't know if you know this one before. There's a group of golfers who are getting really upset with the foursome in front of them. And they get to, what do you call where you turn around, you do the
turn.
The turn.
Right.
They do the turn. And the one guy's so mad, he goes up to the group and he goes, "What is taking you so long? I've never been behind a group that's taken this long to golf." And they turn around and the guy goes, "I'm sorry, we're blind and we're learning how to golf as blind people." And the second guy goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm sorry we said anything." The third guy goes, he makes a sign of the cross and he goes, "It's a miracle that you guys are doing this. It's our honor to slow the pace to watch you do this." And the fourth guy goes, "Why can't you just golf at night?"
That's good.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's very good. So good. We are tight on time here. So I'm going to have
being
to.
with you guys.
It's good seeing you guys. Thank you everybody for listening to Laugh Smartly on WGMD's 98.5, the Talk of Delmarva. We will look forward to doing it again next week. Until then, let me just say goodbye and thank you.
Laugh Smartly is a production of Laugh Smartly Industries. Please subscribe, like, and share wherever you listen and watch us. And we'd love to hear from you, so email us at contact@laughsmartly.com. Thank you again for listening.